program is produced and sponsored by you, the TBN partners, and is only made possible through your generous support. In an ever-changing world, there's always an abundance of exciting news to share with you, the TBN family. Join us as we take a look at what's happening around the globe, from Christian events, missions, and evangelism to entertainment, technology, world issues, and more. Watch now and be the first to know.
What a joy to welcome you again to the Holy Land Experience in Orlando, Florida. We have got so many brand new things to tell you about that you're going to just be reeling like we are right now. But we're going to start here with this gorgeous new Church of All Nations building that is going on. In fact, we can see it right out the window. But this is the brand new building. Look at this. 2,000 seats, and this is going to be finished in Easter of 2011.
Hopefully before.
Hopefully before.
Do some things.
Yeah, we have got the seats ordered, we've got the carpet ordered, we've got the stage stuff ordered. It's going to be gorgeous. And you know what? There's a seat in here just for you, you precious ones. And if you live in Orlando, you see it going up, and it is amazing. On the 4 freeway, when you get near Conroy off, you see this incredible steel structure going up. We'll show some pictures of it. And this is what it's going to be. It's going to be Church of All Nations. And there's going to be something going on in here all the time talking about Jesus. All the time. And a seat just for you.
I think for us, the most exciting thing is that we'll be able to actually house everyone. Because so many times, even right now in the Passion dramas, we have to open up this little partition breezeway, and for 40 minutes people have to stand, and people can't see. They're looking over the Jerusalem model, or they can't see. And finally, for the first time in the history, we'll be able to pack the place out, and every seat is amazing. As a matter of fact, we went back and we had to redesign it to get the posts out of the way. A lot more expense, but it's going to be worth it because now every seat's gorgeous. And Larry's coming up with some really cool things for, hanging television cameras. And with this proscenium here for the stage is huge.
You can have dancers and singers and angels and choirs, all kinds of stuff overlooking the audience. It's going to be a state-of-the-art Christian, wonderful theater that we need badly in the Christian world. We're going to have plays that are going to bless you. Why should only Broadway have these wonderful plays? Right. And they pack that out, night all
after
the time.
Night, and they have such a minimal story. And we have the truth.
Yeah, they have
and you can
no
be part
story.
of that truth.
And so we're just excited about it. Every day you go out there, we see it going up more and more and more. And what we're doing in the foundation of this, and you'll see that soon, we're going to bury a Bible. The Word of God is going to be built on the Word. All the steel is going to have Scripture written on it by our cast and crew, going out and write their favorite Scripture. And we're going to put a gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and all of the things that are beautiful buried in the foundation of this. And we want you to be a part of it. It's just built for you. If you ever say, well, nobody ever does anything for me. Yes, they do. We're building you an auditorium and a seat right here. There's your seat. And you can come enjoy everything. I love it. What's your favorite about coming up, Phil?
I'm just really amazed at how fast it's coming together. So if you're making your plans to come to Orlando, you need to make them for, right away, because this thing is going up fast, and it will be no time before we'll have some great things coming out of here, and on top of what we already have here. So we just look forward to seeing you come down here, and also I want to challenge everyone. I want to challenge the Christians out there that come to Orlando on a regular basis. I know you go to Disney. I know you go to Universal Studios. I want to challenge you to encourage all your friends to come here to Holy Land. And why should they have all the numbers? why shouldn't we represent? And we just want you to come and help us rejoice in the Lord together. And this building's going to help us do it, because we're going to be able to accommodate the people that are coming, and we just are so excited. And I know you're going to be blessed when you come out those doors. So we look forward to it.
You know, the first thing that'll probably be there, of course, is the dedication, where we dedicate it to the glory of God and for just talking about Jesus. And but then we're going to start brand new plays.
Yes.
And we've got some great ideas starting already. And yeah, you wait. You're going to want to come. Oh, well, I want to see that. Well, I want to see that one. I want to see that one. But they're going to be wonderful. But you know what? Right now is a beautiful time to come to Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
You know, today, it probably didn't get higher than what, 85?
Maybe at the most.
It was just beautiful
Lower
today.
humidity is great.
Beautiful breeze, and the crowds are down because this is September and October. Kids are back in school, and now's the greatest time for you to call your pastor and say, Pastor, we want our groups to come and get a bus and get a tour and come to Holy Land. You will love it. You will love it. You know, I've told it before, but I was watching a little guy in the back in a wheelchair, in the back, and I stand in the back when we do Passion indoors, and
She sings.
and Les.
She sings great.
No, I don't.
Yes, she does.
No, and Les was walking as Jesus, the Jesus in all his glory and glorified body, walking down the aisle. And when he got up to the top, I could see the little man couldn't see. And, of course, he's in a wheelchair. And all of a sudden, I saw him stand up right there just to get to see. And he kind of looked down and walked over in the middle. And he realized, I'm standing, and he was watching Jesus. You know, the song that plays is We'll See Him Face to Face, and we all will. Everyone will see him face to face. And that's an amazing thing that we portray. And we're adding so many things. Okay, we're adding Christmas right now. Every play will have something to do with the birth of Jesus. We're going to add a lot of wonderful things about the birth of Jesus. So we're adding that. So come for Christmas. We're adding lights to every tree here will have lights in it. We're putting the angels up. We're putting getting a new manger scene up, and it's going to be Christmas all year when it starts. Just wonderful.
If it's standing still, we're going to wrap lights on it.
Yeah.
So don't stand still in line.
You bet.
But we've got pastors coming, right? And we have some artists going to be here at Christmas time?
Oh, yes. The whole month of December, every day almost, there will be either a special artist, Martha Manuzzi, all of these people are coming to sing their Christmas albums, or there'll be a pastor, a local pastor, to preach a beautiful sermon about Christmas. So the whole month of December is just going to be beautiful. So plan to come and be a part. We have Christmas gifts coming in. We have Christmas decorations everywhere, and just enjoy your Christmas and your time of celebrating his birth with actually seeing a lot about it and hearing a lot about his birth.
And you don't have to have a jacket on. It's going to be gorgeous. The weather here is amazing around Christmas time. Unbelievable.
It's beautiful. Now, one of the other things that we're doing right now is so many people tell me they saw this Christus Gardens when it was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So many people, they'll say, oh, I went by and that was so wonderful. Well, Holy Land Experience now has the privilege of housing the Christus Gardens, which was so popular in Gatlinburg. It's the figures in wax of the characters, that all biblical characters, the biblical scenes, the Last Supper, the manger scene, the crucifixion, the resurrection, just all of these beautiful scenes. We have the wax figures. Right now we're clothing them.
We are. Yes. Now these are one of a kind wax museums. These are collectors.
These collectors' items. They're unreal.
In fact, we're building a special part of the building with special kind of air and everything to keep the temperature down. as you configure with wax. But just to preserve these, it's going to be unbelievable.
It's amazing.
They look so real.
They look real.
I walked through there the other day. It scared me half to death. Yes. We have some amazing fabric. We have some Indian material that we found,
Yes.
and just a lot of jewels.
Yeah, jewels are amazing.
We have some great artisans working on the project too. So it's really coming together. It's going to be gorgeous. And Jan has the eye. So between her eye and the artisans, I mean, you're going to be blown away by this exhibit. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be beautiful. And you know what? I told the girls, I said, make it what you think is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and then go a little further. Just go a little further. So we've helped them, and I was afraid we might have been going overboard a little bit. The three of us are easily can do that. Oh, let's do this.
Yeah.
And so Matt and Lori were here the other day, and I said, I don't want you to see it till you get in. And so I let him see it, and he went, wow, perfect. So what we're doing is going to be beautiful. They're going to be, each one is going to be like a little masterpiece, like a little master painting. And Jonathan Martin, who is the creator from heaven, the kid God has given him talent, unbelievable. In fact, I'm going to show you something he's drawn for Channel 51.
He's even done the last two appraise-a-thons, our sets for that.
He did the sets. It's on the set now. He did the Costa Mesa set, that one that everybody loves. He did the Miami set. He did our set. He did the New York set. And now he's doing the Channel 51 set. And I know you can't see it. They're going to get a close-up of it. But here is Orlando. This is going. And here is Holy Land. And then over here is a little thing called, is it Disney?
I think it's Disney.
Wisney?
Yeah, small.
Disney.
Disney.
And here is Universal. And here's Holy Land. And that's our new set for Channel 50.
And just to make something clear, those are not Mickey Mouses. Those are angels. Angel palm trees.
But he's amazing. And so he's the one that's doing the background for Christus Gardens too. But everything is coming together.
Beautiful.
And now we want to tell you the coup d'etat. This is the coup d'etat. In January of next year, Holy Land, Orlando, gets to join with Holy Land, Israel. And it's going to be an amazing thing. This is the plan. Joel and Victoria Osteen are going to do Joy of Israel, Night of Joy in Israel. There will be thousands there to see them.
Wow.
And so that's the culmination of the whole thing, is this Night of Joy in Israel. But you can come to Holy Land Orlando 2 days ahead, be like January 26th and 27th, and Dr. Bill will take you all around here. You'll get to see the upper room. You'll get to see the Jesus boat. You'll get to see our little Sea of Galilee. You get to see the model of Jerusalem. You get to see all of the scriptorium that is unexcelled.
Tabernacle.
And the tabernacle. You'll get a little taste of what you're going to see. And then you get on a plane and fly to New York, and then join the tour going from New York to Israel. Now, but listen to this. Back up 2 weeks before that. And the three of us, and Matt, and a crew, and a film crew, and Russ, and Bob, and a whole group are going to Israel, and we are taping a movie that I know it came straight from the throne of God. I know it did to my heart, because it's a movie like you've always wanted to see about Israel, but you never dreamed you would see it. And it's an amazing story. Everybody I tell it to, they get goosebumps. In fact, Matt and I were talking about it today again, and he said, It is an incredible concept. And so we're going to be over there taping, and we're going to be needing, we'll be using a lot of extras over there in Israel. And, Matt said, ask people if they want to go early and put themselves up. They can be in the movie. Totally be. And you know what I think we're going to do? Tape it in 3D. Are you ready for that? Because we're making a new 3D theater here. Why not? So instead of just seeing Israel, you'll be in Israel.
Wow.
Instead of just seeing the things, you'll be a part of it. So any of you that are interested in all this we've talked about, or any of it we've talked about, please just write us here at Holy Land. Just go on the website, TBN's website, and you can see Holy Land's web, and just write us. And every day.
January 28th through February 6th is the tour.
It's the tour. And I know there are over 200 signed up. A lot of them are Florida.
What's the count on that?
Probably sometime in December. You need to make the decision. Send your pastor on a Christmas gift. Wouldn't that be great? Christmas gift from the church. Send him to Israel. And we've got Bible teachers like Phil Muncie and all of Joel Osteen's board of directors is going, and they're all teachers. And so you'll have teaching going on the buses, teaching going on at night, and it's going to be amazing to see. It doesn't really,
It's actually fairly
really
affordable. They can look online. And seriously, that's a great idea. If you got a church group together, or even your families or whatever, and put together, maybe you have parents coming up on the 50th or 70th anniversary or something like that. Can you imagine how that would be? Or
what a
whatever.
blessing. A
but
gift to somebody.
Just
the ultimate gift. The ultimate gift. And February is nice in Israel. It's not hot. Sometimes it can be really cold, but because it is desert. But it's a beautiful time to go and be baptized in the River Jordan and see Calvary. I love to tell this story. We took Mike Perky. So many of you know Mike Perky. He's one of our favorite singers. And we were doing videos with him over there. And so we would just take him to a site. He'd never been there before. He didn't know where he was. We'd take him to a site, stand here, Perky, now sing. And so we made him climb this hill.
Okay.
And so he sat down. He was all tired. He was kind of leaning over tired. So we got all ready to tape. And he said, by the way, where am I? What am I singing right there? And I said, Perky, turn around. And he turned around. And for the first time in his life, he saw the place of the skull on Mount Calvary. And he stared. He said, is that Mount Calvary? I said, don't you see the place of the skull? And there was big old Perky. He bawled for an hour. We had to just stop. And he said, I've thought about it. I've preached about it. I've told about it. I've prayed about it. And to get to lay my eyes on it and see Mount Calvary, it just broke his heart. And so many people take unsaved loved ones and they find Jesus because you feel the beauty of Israel. You feel what Jesus felt.
I mean, can you imagine going in the Garden of Gethsemane and leaning up against a tree that was there?
2,000 years old.
Some of those trees have been around, or maybe those rocks. I'm wondering, I wonder if this is the place where he knelt down. Is this where maybe where Peter, James, or John were sleeping? Can you imagine where the ear got cut off or something? And just let the scriptures come alive. Because we're very visual, and that's what we do here. We bring the Bible to life through drama, through visual, because when there's something about it that just stirs your heart, it's a window right to your soul, and you'll never forget it. That's why we do this.
The ministry of me ministering to children around the world, the smile of a child, and all of the things began when God spoke to me in Israel in the Garden of Gethsemane.
No kidding, huh? Wow.
So your ministry could be born when you go or flourish. It will flourish because you learn so much. So we've told you about Holy Land There's so many things to see here. You get to see the Wilderness Tabernacle. A lot of people love that. You get to have Holy Communion with Jesus in the upper room. You get to see the Sea of Galilee where he walked on the water. You get to see the boat, replica of the boat that Jesus rode in. And that one. Tell the birth.
It's the birthplace of Jesus, and we have this little model of the Bethlehem. And then as you go in, there's a birthplace replica, and there's the Star of David there. You can look, and it replicated exactly. There's a picture right there, and you're like, oh my goodness. And there's candles, and many people go in there, and it's just a very peaceful environment. It's inside the Qumran cave, so you still have that feel. It's not like you're air conditioned and whatever. I mean, you're feeling. It's really well done. Just a beautiful place to pray. In fact, we use one of those sites in the Miracle Moment for praying of children and the unborn.
You tell what happened.
Amazing things happen. I've gotten emails and calls from multiple people. One gal was specific, and she just keeps coming to my mind. And she says, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew there's nothing magical in there. But we went in there, and we just prayed, and we wrote the name of that unborn child on the back of that cross. And she says, well, I tell you, we've conceived their first child. Yeah. Unbelievable, story after story. And maybe you have a story. And I want to, something that just was pressing on my heart, that we get excited about all that's going on here. And maybe you're watching right now going, why can't I have something like that? Why can't I be a part of something like that? And you can. If God has given you a gift set, whether it be acting or administration or something, who knows? Maybe you just want to be part of this team. There's a drawing of your heart. Call us. There's numbers on the screen. You give us a call. We're doing auditions all the time.
And those of you that would like to be a part of this, maybe you live in Orlando already and you just thought, I never thought about it. But we are always looking for production people. Yep. We're always looking for just everybody that loves to be a part of a beautiful work like this. And I just have to always stop to thank TBN because wow, without those of you that help support wonderful TBN, none of this would happen. But people are being saved daily, blessed, filled with the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and it's an amazing place. I pray that you will make a pilgrimage here. I just pray you will. You'll love it. You know what? We laugh here. We have plays that are funny. We have plays that are very, very serious. You'll cry. There are plays where you feel like that I have sinned beyond sin. Well, we talk about David, and we talk about Hosea. We talk about Gomer and Paul, who murdered. And yet God forgave them all and used them beautifully. So there's nothing that you could do that God doesn't forgive. And we talk about that so much here. I love the line that the centurion who finally praised this sinner's prayer, the centurion that believed, said, truly this was the Son of God. He says in his prayer, or in his talking to the people about receiving Jesus, he says, I murdered Jesus, and he forgave me. So there's nothing you can do that he won't forgive you and love you. And then so if you want to come be a part of this, and I want to just say one thing. We had a prophecy.
Yes, we did.
That was it a lady?
A lady. That
a lady was going to give a very large amount to pay for this. And I'm still calling in that prophecy.
That's right.
I believe it. I believe there are people that just want to leave a legacy that is unending. Your legacy would never end if you became a part of building this beautiful auditorium here right on the 4 in Orlando. So if God's speaking to your heart, please. And there are other people that say, Jan, I can never go, but please, I want to buy a seat.
That's right.
Or I want to buy
a row.
A row of seats. Or I want to buy a microphone. Or I want to buy, a costume. I want to be a part of it. So just go ahead and designate your funds for the Church of All Nations, Orlando, Florida. And send it to TBN, of course, P.O. Box A, Santa Ana, and they'll designate it.
I was going to say, we're stepping out in faith. We're stepping out in faith in this huge project. Don't have it. We actually took parking space, precious parking space from our whole land experience, and it's been a real nuisance. I mean, we're feeling the crunch on a lot of things. So we're asking you to step out in faith. We're asking you, and if you feel like, oh, maybe that message is for me, maybe you heard this a while ago, it's never too late. You can still bless. You can still be a blessing. And God is always on time. We know that's going to happen. We're just trusting Him. In front of here, we didn't really talk about that. There's going to be a baptism there. Yeah, and it's just like the final commission, go now into all the world and preach the good news to all creation, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And every day we give the Word of God, we give salvation call. And now we want to be faithful in that way. So Jan's come up with some cool ideas as far as being able to have a 60-foot waterfall or something like that. I don't know how tall it is. It's huge. And, is it 30? Okay, well, 60 figuratively speaking. No. Yeah, Baptist speaking, yeah. But to be able to have baptisms there. And this you can't really see. It's going to be a walk, and it's going to be like a little Cardo walk. And so people can stand on this second balcony or stand on the bottom, and it'll be open where people can stand. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable. There you go. Look at that. There's baptism. It looks like me standing in the water there with my gown. But that gives you an idea, if you have a person standing there, how big it is. And this will all be the Cardo walk. And underneath, you can do events. So, whether it's baptisms or concerts or plays or ballets or whatever, dream big. This is a facility for you.
I just know that I've seen it over and over. I know God's hand is so on this place. It's just amazing because I have energy unbounding, and it's 8 years ago I was dying of cancer, and I have unbelievable energy. And then I want to tell you just little things like one day, for one reason, one of our Jesus people, and we need a lot of Jesus people. We have Holy Communion going on. We have them work with the children. We have them die on the cross. We have them all the 4 women that love Jesus, and so we need them all. And one day, for one reason, one of our Jesus characters quit, and I went, and then it wasn't an hour later, in the door walked Robert, I'll just say. And he looked like Jesus, and he said, "Oh, I played Jesus over in Lakeland First Assembly." I went, "You need a job?" He went, "Uh-huh." And I mean, we've seen that over and over, and over.
Different departments.
Yeah.
God provides and moves. Yeah, just to provide, making the team right.
Yeah, and Larry's heading up our IT team, which was a big blessing. And, we just have the best of the best of the best. And if you want to be a part of this, please come. And I just want to tell you again, we love you. TBN wouldn't be there at all, going around the world, if it weren't for you. That little grandma that walked up to Paul 38 years ago and went down in her little purse and came up with $5 bill, and crumpled little $5 bill in her hand. Little grandma at our church at First Assembly of God in Santa Ana, California, we'd made the announcement about starting television. And she came up to him, little old tiny thing. She said, "Paul Crouch," she said, "you're going to need money to get this vision going." And she said, "I want to start it with my $5. And little grandma opened that $5 bill and gave it to Paul. And that was the beginning of this miracle that now is around the world, preaching Jesus in every country there is. And we're going on the internet now. You know what? I didn't even talk about the 3D theater that we're going to put in next. Paul just called me and told me that we're going to put a 3D theater here at Holy Land. It's amazing. So come on and be a part. Be a part of TBN. Be a part of Holy Land. It's such a miracle. And you can give, you can love, but the main thing you can do is you can pray for us. I love you and Jesus loves you. And we'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.
morning, folks.
Ravaged by disease, a town turns to a young doctor to find a cure.
I'm failing. I don't understand why.
With so many dying and time running out,
You have 1 week to show some improvement.
she'll return to her only hope.
Talk to God. He will answer you.
Patrick Duffy, Cloris Leachman, and Lou Diamond Phillips.
That woman is playing with our lives.
Please save them.
Saturday on TBN.
Welcome to Bible Prophecy Revealed,